Why do you think it worked? We were talking about, well, just watch the video and that's it. Why do you think it really took off, took hold, and made such a difference in your stores?
Results. I think that we saw some genuine results. I mean, we talked earlier about President's Award at 2 stores. We talked about Customer First Award at another store. So having 3 out of 4 stores achieve those, highest customer satisfaction awards, it's hard to argue with those kinds of results.
Right on. I think the other thing that you said was the fact that you worked at it, that it was deliberate focus every single week by you and Scott and the managers. And so it's not enough to just, I got the concept, but the genuine repetitive focus on this also worked.
Absolutely. So we talk a lot about whatever you focus on gets done, right? We all sort of know that in business.
Right.
And so every week we talked about this. It was our focus, and we talked about it every week. And then it took time for it to become a natural, maybe a habit, and to continue to do it. But I think that was the real benefit that we saw from it, that we stuck with it.
Right.
We just kept at it. So we were able to get those results over a long period of time, because those awards that I was talking about, it takes a whole year to get those. It's not a easy thing to have happen.
Do you think, if you had advice to give, you're talking to another successful, already nice, already respectful, already kind-hearted business owner who gets, it's important to treat your employees right and your customers right and be kind and, forgiving, compassionate, very nice things, good virtues. What do you say to someone who's thinking about, I want to lean into this in my organization? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say it works. That's the easy, if you do it, it works.
Okay, what do you mean by do it? They're sitting there watching this going, what does she mean by do it?
Well, you have to talk about it. You have to practice it. I think every week when we would get together and we would talk about the individual stories, I think that was really one of the key things, because, you always have those maybe 4 or 5 people that are going to be the people that are going to talk every week.
Right.
But we had people that you wouldn't talk, would actually have a story, because we would say, there has to be something. It's not, there's a lot of us here. There's a lot of people talking to customers. You're talking to one another every day. Somebody's got to have a story. And somebody always did. And I think those were, as we did that every week. You think about it, every single week. Think about how many stories we all heard over the course of a year. If we went back and looked, there was a lot of stories, right? A lot of little interactions that might have been just something small, a 2-minute exchange between an employee, something small like that happened between an employee and a customer. It could have been something bigger between a team of employees or a whole department of employees. But all those things over the course of a year really changed a culture, so it's profound change. So little things, all those little things over the course of the whole year that really impacted our business.
I would agree with you, and listening to those and knowing that you and Scott were leading that, I think that's the other key thing. You modeled it, you led it, you yourself believed in those stories, and you were telling me earlier about stories of people who would do it one way before, but now they did it this way. So those were the sort of the moral of each of those stories. I did a really good job with this employer, this customer, this team, where I would have done something less heliotropic before.
Yes, and they were teaching themselves that as they went along, and that was eye-opening for them too, I think. When those stories would come out and they would say, well, before I probably would have done this with a sort of, might not have been the best thing, but I didn't do that, I did this. And then we were all able to celebrate that. So those were little victories along the way.
Well done. I'm just so thrilled and proud of the work that you and your team have done, that I just want more people to get it. I just want more people to get it. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Me too. I want more people to get it too.